Like, this was me, like, just washing my head, like, just scratching at it, just going at it. Like, I want to say an hour, so maybe that's why my scalp was as red as blood, okay? So I wanted to reminisce about the time that I got lice. Like, my poor ass got lice, okay? Listen, it wasn't because I was dirty. It was because I stank, alright? I had a beautiful black girl regimen. I had my hair done every 2 weeks, washed, conditioned, clean. It's just that, other people had a little bit of funk up in their hair, and then it got into my hair, and then it caused a whole scene, but whatever. Anyways, let me just get into this right now, okay? Let's call this guy Sam, okay? Sam is the contaminator. Sam is who nearly ruined my life. He was just a smelly kid. I think everybody's school has a kid that just stinks, alright? That just has a little bit of funk to him and can't smell it. And this wasn't like a little armpit stank, like, oh, he didn't shower this morning, like, maybe he just missed a spot, maybe he just forgot his deodorant. Like, no. This was regular behavior for him, okay? He just smelled, like, completely from top to bottom. You knew it was him. It was a distinct smell. It was a signature smell. I've never smelled a smell like this. I haven't smelled a smell like it since then. So that's how you know the boy just stank, alright? But I feel bad because from what I understood from, the faculty gossip, that he was in a hoarder situation. Like, his parents just, like, neglected cleaning. That just wasn't their thing. They just weren't fans of Lysol, weren't fans of Dawn, weren't fans of a Swiffer, mopper, didn't use vacuums, didn't believe in those things. Like, honestly, okay, I feel bad. I don't want to be too judgy, but, like, you guys are having kids, you guys are bringing these kids to public school. You need to keep the hygiene up with the children, okay? Because it's affecting my learning when I have to smell such substances and, anyways, his clothes literally had, like, a dirt essence to it. Like, there was a little bit of brown coming off of his, like, blues and grays. No, like, ma'am, not okay. And then plus, we had a little teacher assistant. She was maybe, like, what, 23 at the time? She was a sweetheart. And sis literally gave him a bar of soap. Okay? Like, ma'am, she really gave him some clothes, a couple of, like, children's books, and a bar of soap. So keep in mind, at the time, I was in grade 6, so I was probably like 10, 11 at the time. So yes, it is a little bit embarrassing to get a bar of soap and some clothes handed to you, but at the end of the day, people really didn't understand the situation. He had more funk to him than the average child should, okay? He lacked more than deodorant. He almost seemed neglected because of the way that he smelled. My teacher at the time, I love this teacher, by the way. He was my favorite. For some reason, for whatever reason, they switch up the desk on you whenever they want. So they just change the seating arrangements whenever they feel like. Your desk is your designated desk. You're to sit there the whole year until the teacher decides to move your desk again. Thinking about it now, I think what they did was they put, like, the smarter children beside the children that needed more help. So if that child that did need help had to ask a question, you're always encouraged to ask your partner. Most of the time, I didn't have to ask no partner, and if I had to ask my partner, they didn't know, so I just had to ask the teacher. He was usually put beside somebody that could help him out. The teacher comes up to the front of the class. We have to take all of our binders and our pencils, whatever was in our desk, take it out, and he's just gonna put us wherever he wants again. So we're all standing up at the front, and I'm praying, okay? I am praying I am not beside Smelly Sam. Like, that's not where I want to be. That's not where I want to go. That's not my goal here. Like, I'm trying to, get through grade 6 successfully. All right? I'm trying to get through grade 6 as the best grade 6er I can possibly be. So me being beside Smelly was not gonna work. You understand? Me beside Sam was not cool, no bueno. But anyways, God works in my favor. It doesn't seem like it always at the beginning, but you know what I mean? It's cool. It's whatever. My teacher's going. He's calling out names. As I see names being called, mine is not being called. Smelly's is not being called. We are winding down to the back row now, so there are only a few desks, and I'm just, like, getting nervous because all the desks are in pairs of 2s, and I'm like, bro, there's not gonna be nobody to my left of me or to my right of me to save me. Like, it's gonna be me and this person right in and out until, the teacher wants to switch it all up. My name's not getting called. Smelly's still on the wall with me. I'm getting nervous. I'm There's a mild panic happening. Of course, I end up getting paired with him. Yeah, so me and Smelly are gonna have to ride this out. And so, who's sitting in front of us are Smelly's, like, two only friends in the whole entire school. So we're in the back, I'm to the left, and he's to the right. So I'm surrounded by the more funkier students, because the other two guys, they had a funk to them too, but it was normal kid funk. Like, you just knew, like, they, you know, were just a little, they were a little bit nasty, and that was okay. Like, their moms didn't fight them to shower every day. And yeah, so I was just, my nose was just being abused. It was a trauma for me, but it's okay, it's all good. I made it, I'm stronger because of it. So maybe a few days from this whole seating arrangement process, Smelly and his friends are having a conversation during lunch, during our little lunch break. We weren't allowed to move our seats during our lunch break because we were being bad that week or something like that. So we had to sit where we were designated to sit. So I was with him and his nasty ass friends for my lunchtime. Oh. Anywho, Smelly beside me starts scratching his scalp, okay? And at first they were very small scratches, very normal human, you know, scratches or whatever. I'm like, okay, not even paying attention to them, ignoring them. But then his friends start itching. His friends start itching their scalp. So low-key, I'm kind of thinking like, okay, like maybe because he's itching, his friends are itching. Because you know when you're like truly paying attention to somebody, you repeat the behaviors that they're kind of doing like subconsciously. But no, like those niggas were itching. Like they were itching pretty vigorously. Smelly started itching even more vigorously. I was like straight tripping. Like keep in mind, this is still lunchtime. It's about 30-minute lunch that we have sitting down. So progressively I'm watching, you know what I mean, these three people itch their scalps. And I'm just looking straight, trying to mind my business. My mom gave me some dirty piece of like bologna sandwich because she, you know, wasn't passionate about making lunches, but it's fine. I took my bites very slowly, politely. I looked straight ahead. Like I was not breaking my look to the chalkboard for nobody because I didn't want to see him itching. I knew it would gross me out, like I'm eating my lunch. One of his friends says, oh, we all got the itchies now. Oh, look at us, we're all scratching. And I was like, oh my God, like no, like this can't be happening to me. Like there's no way like I'm being grossed out like this. It's only like day 3 of me sitting beside this kid. Why do things like this happen to me? I'm a good person, I pray. Smelly is like, I don't want to mock his voice, but like, he was just like, I don't know, like blah, 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 like trying to play it off like it's okay, knowing he's Funk Master Flex. I don't know, I think I was going for my juice box and my peripheral caught his desk full of little like flakes. Like they were like a dark tan. Like they weren't like completely black, but they looked borderline black, but they weren't white, because if they were white, I would have just assumed, oh, it was dandruff. Man, them scalp are, you know, dry, because we're in Canada, like it gets dry out here. You just need a little head and shoulders and he'll be fine. But it wasn't like, it didn't look like dandruff. It looked like little ass bugs or something. They looked gross. They looked traumatizing. I was scared. So I start itching now because I'm getting nervous, kind of borderline freaking out, like what just came out of this guy's head. And for some reason, instead of like running away and screaming, as I probably should have done, I was just like in awe, like in shock, like. And plus again, I knew his situation was a little bit different from everybody else's. So I didn't want to just like be a bitch about it, I guess, and like be rude about it. So I just sat there and just like, what do I do? Oh, hell no. Like, no. Like, I seen that shit and I was like, bitch. Like, there's no way I'm, like, no. Like, there's no way there's actually flakes on the man's desk right now, because my desk is right beside him. My desk is right beside him. So, I'm so polite. Honestly, I was so kind when I was in grade 6. Like, literally, people used to call me goody two-shoes because I was just overly kind. I was overly nice. I had no reason to be, but there I was being a sweetheart, an angelic, and an angel. Lunch is done. I wait until lunch is done intentionally to tell my teacher, like, what I just witnessed, like the traumatic event I just experienced. I was like, I don't want to scream it and say it too loud while everybody's in class. I want it to be private and super confidential because I don't want to embarrass him, because I already knew he didn't have a lot of friends, and that is super big when you're a child. So Now I don't give a fuck about friends. Now I could have 1.5 friends and I will be okay and I will be set and that's fine. But when you're a kid, you want to bag a friend and whatever. So I didn't want his like 2 friends to run away from him because he was flaking up. I went to my teacher once lunch was done. I let all the kids run outside to go out for recess and I stayed back and I told him and I said, Sammy was scratching his head. Flakes fell upon the desk. I am scared. And he said, okay, like, thank you for letting me know. And I'm just like I'm waiting for more because I'm waiting for him to tell me like where to sit. I can't sit there anymore. Like that seat can't be used. Like, it's disgusting. Like, there's no way a human can sit there still. I ask him because he's clearly not beginning to say anything. I ask him like, oh, so like where should I sit? This man tells me to move my desk over, like to not, cause like how they're connected like this, just to like move it. So I move it the littlest bit because again, I feel bad. I don't want him to feel like a horrible person. If you actually already have lice, I feel like your life already pretty much sucks. And if you're like living in a hoarder situation and you're smelling all kinds of funk, you know you smell, and you can't do anything about it, like that's already torture. So I don't need to come and ruin his life. I go about recess, I go enjoying my day, come back to class, Sammy is still scratching. Keep in mind, at this time, I'm not even thinking about lice. I'm just thinking that this whole scratching thing throughout the day is disgusting. Teacher teaching his lessons, and then at the end of the day, we all get a pink slip. I don't know if it's just like my area or whatever, but the pink slip just meant like there was a lice outbreak, okay? The pink slip equals a lice outbreak. You didn't even have to read it. Once you read it once, you know consistently that the pink slip was equivalent to a lice thing, okay? Somebody got lice in the school, so be careful. And it would just say like, oh, like a disclaimer, like we can't necessarily like guarantee that everybody has it. We can't say who has it, but check your kid's scalp. Check your kid's scalp, check for eggs, okay? Once I realized that the pink slip was getting sent out, I connected the dots and I was like, blood cleanse. Shit, what the hell? Okay, so Sammy has head lice. So I'm thinking we need to get pink slips all the time. Like, I would get sent home a pink slip almost every other week. So now I'm thinking all those days when Sammy was gone for a couple days, it was him dealing with his lice. You know what I'm saying? I was like extra freaking out because I'm like, at the time I was thinking lice equaled all my hair falling out of my head. Like, I literally thought it was like chemotherapy or something, and my hair was just gonna start falling out of my hair slowly. So keep in mind, I'm 10 at the time. So I'm thinking, if it took me 10 years to get my hair like shoulder length, it's gonna take me another 10 years. Like, I can't wait till I'm 20 to just have like shoulder length hair. Like, no, like I was like freaking out about that. I was like, oh my god, no, like I can't regrow my hair again. Like, I can't be bald like this, because I was not thinking about weaves. I wasn't thinking about wigs. Like, I was so innocent and so young. I just wanted my natural hair on my head, and I felt like it was going to come off because this little boy wanted to come sit beside me. Well, he didn't even want to. The teacher set it up, and I'm supposed to be like helping him or whatever. And it's like, I'm not a teacher. I'm not a teacher assistant. I was just a child that knew a little bit of things, okay? I was just a child that listened, and I have to be, you know, punished like this. I took that pink slip, and for the first time, I threw it in my mom's face. I ran home, took my little butt home as soon as possible. It was maybe like a 10-minute walk to get home. I reached home in 5. I was not playing. I was freaking out. So basically, I come home and I tell my mom the exact same story I just said, but with tears, bitch. Like, I was crying, like crying tears. I really wasn't ready to be bald, man. Like, that was like the biggest scare for me. My mom she wasn't happy, but she didn't have that same crazy energy that I brought. She was actually really calm about it. And I was like, okay, like, let me check your hair. Keep in mind, at that time I had braids. I always had braids. I had nothing but braids. My mom was not trying to style my hair into no cute little ponytail or put it in finger coils like you see on Instagram nowadays. No, my mom wasn't putting no Shea Moisture kind of products in my hair. Like, no, she just rubbed some Vaseline on my scalp and braided my hair back. And that was my style for, like, the whole of elementary school. Like, that was the look I rocked, okay? I just had braids, and it was my natural hair braided. Not even no little extensions added with the curl at the bottom to look a little, you know what I mean? Like, no, like, I just had my hair braided all the time. So she takes out my hair and she checks my scalp, and she doesn't see any eggs or anything like that. I'm still freaking out because I seen the flake. I seen it, like, first raw and uncut footage of just flakes on the floor. flakes on the floor, flakes on the desk. I go in the washroom and start washing the shit out of my hair with shampoo. Like, my hair was the driest it ever could have been. Like, the sulfates caught my hair. You understand? Because the way I was scrubbing up my scalp and scrubbing on my hair, and I just wanted to make sure I was okay. I told my mom I washed my hair like 3 times or 4 times, and she was like, if you actually have Lice, you need a medicated shampoo or like a medicated conditioner or some kind of lotion to kill any kind of eggs that might be in there. And I was like, Mom, like, we have to get it. Like, we have to get it. Like, I probably have it. Like, you know how close he was to me? We're sitting beside each other like this. Like, how am I supposed to catch it? Like, I don't know how. I wasn't sure how they got from scalp to scalp, but I wasn't trying to risk my little hair on my head. My mom, she kind of laughed it off, but she understood and how freaked out I was. So we waited till my dad got home and we drove to Walmart. I think it was over the counter, you have to get it. So they had to show him, they had to show the little pharmacist or whatever the pink slip that they got at school, and I explained how I was freaking out. They got a Lice shampoo for me. I don't remember how much it was because, again, I was a child. I wasn't paying for shit. I was just, you know, enjoying the luxuries of being a child. I was pacing the aisles at Walmart waiting for my shampoo. Like, I was looking for all kinds of things. I was like, oh my god. I was like, maybe we can use this, maybe we can use this. Because it said, like, neutralizing shampoo in some of the aisles and stuff like that. But I guess that's for, like, permed hair. Whatever, that's probably not gonna work. And then once we finally got the shampoo, I was so excited. Like, keep in mind, I went to Walmart with my hair in a bush because I didn't know how to put my hair in a ponytail, and my mom didn't braid my hair wasn't getting done. So I went to Walmart with my hair in a bush, just out like I had no sense, because I had no sense. I lost my mind because I thought I had lice. Okay, that was the biggest deal to me at the time. So we get home and my mom washes my hair out with the Lice. I remember the container being really small. Like, if you ever seen like a tea tree oil container, like, it was just like super small. But she used all of it on my hair. When she was done washing my hair, she styled my hair after, braided it up, because that's all I did while I was fucking 10. And my scalp was red. My scalp was very agitated. It was very irritated. Yeah, my scalp was red AF. Like, I wasn't playing. Like, I didn't come to play with anybody. Like, my scalp needed to be scrubbed, or like I wasn't gonna go back to school. Like, I was gonna quit. I was gonna leave because there's no way I was gonna sit there no more. I get to school, Smelly's not there. Smelly ass Sam is not there, of course, because I guess whoever has to check his scalp truly checked his scalp and see that he actually had lice. I told my teacher that my scalp was red, and he was just like, oh, I'm so sorry about that. I'm like, can I move my seat, please? Like, can you move my desk somewhere else? Like, but I said this very nicely at the time because, you know, I'm such a nice girl. And he was like, yeah, like, sure, we'll just move you around. It's fine. And I was like, damn right, because I'm going to call my mama, and my mom was going to set fucking fire to this place, because that's what she did. If we didn't get our way, what? Mom was like a little helicopter, right? Mom protected us. Mom took care of her chickadees. She took care of her little babies or whatever. So I was not about to play with them. I was not about to play with Sam and Smelly. I already knew that pink slip came out bare times, and nobody was, you know, suspect like him when it came to the hygienics and the appearance. I didn't get tested for lice. I didn't check anything. My mom didn't see any eggs in my hair, but I wasn't gonna risk it, because again, I thought my hair was gonna fall out, and that wasn't an option for me at the time. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't know if lice is still a thing. I don't have anybody in my family at elementary school right now, so I don't know if lice is still an issue that occurs, but if it does, be careful. All right. I would say, I think the shampoo was kind of expensive at the time. Maybe it's cheaper now. I don't think you want to risk it. I don't think lice carry diseases or anything. If you scratch your scalp too much with them in there, you can get an infection. And you don't want to get your scalp infected. I would consider that a negative. I consider that a no-no. So yeah, just be careful, guys, while you're out there. Be careful. You know what? Don't let a teacher put you beside no kid that has questionable hygiene, okay? Yes, you can get lice from anyone. You understand? It can be in the cleanest scalp or the dirtiest scalp. I actually learned that lice are unattracted to black people's hair because we tend to wash our hair like every 2 weeks. That makes it considered dirty, like it's more greasy. But, you know, the Caucasian folks, they tend to wash their hair every day with every shower that they have. So they're more likely and more susceptible to contract lice from other people. Now I understand why my mom told me don't share hats with nobody. Don't share hats with no one. I wouldn't wear nobody's hat. Okay? I was behaving. So I didn't deserve it, that experience. All I can say from this is like, be more safe than sorry, and be careful on those streets because there is niggas out there that have lice. I am done talking. I need to go find some Pepto because I think that steak quesadilla had way too much steak in it and it's bloating me. If I eat too much meat and too much cheese, my stomach's like, why are we doing this, sis? Why would you put this in me? You already know how this is gonna end, and here you are ending it like this. Do you want to be on the toilet all day? Because we can make arrangements. We can do that, and I don't know. I'm ruthless. I don't care. I should because now I'm suffering. I will see y'all in the